Okay, I have to do some kind of reaction to this post because it's pretty darn good. Um, Big ups. Yeah, Christianity is not under attack, not at all. Um, Conflating liberalism and paganism, give me a break. Um, yeah, I have to agree. The founding fathers, yeah, there was a lot of stuff like that. Um, I have something to say about that, but when I get to the top of the post, I'll get to it. Um, what is not considered pagan, right? I mean, she's right. Uh, Everything we do is pagan, right? And that's what I'm getting to. But um, the Statue of Liberty is very interesting because it's like to me it's androgynous, and I'm not sure it was actually delivered by the French. I'm not sure about that, but that's the story we're told. Natural law, morality aside, I'm not sure what I would define natural law as. It might be Christianity itself in its best form. And morality is like, do you like have morals? Like, I don't know. Do you have any? Like, do you care about people? Do you like? Will you screw your neighbor? And I don't mean sex. I mean, will you do them in? For your own, whatever. Yeah. So, uh, no centralized pagan ethos. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. It comes from chaos magic, and pagans should overlap or could overlap the practice and ideas with that ethos. Well, I tend to believe, and I don't know why. Okay, because the internet will tell me over and over that it's not true. But I know that Robert Anton Wilson wrote this, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. And that is that this guy in Persia basically recruited these young men and fed them hashish, and then recruited some prostitutes to give them what you'd call a good time. And then they were told, because if you've never done hashish, right, and you ate a bunch or something like that, or I guess smoked a bunch, I don't know how they did it, but if you eat it, it's crazy. But they basically probably lived in like a dream world for like a day and a half and had, things happen that they never thought they'd have in their life. And they were told that if they would be assassins, they would be able to, like, when they go to heaven, like, if they do this for Allah, when they go to heaven, they're going to, like, have that, you know. That's where that myth comes from, as far as I know, okay? I might be a little ignorant. So, now to go back to the beginning, what is paganism? Because like pagan, I asked my better half, like, what is a pagan? Like, define one. Can you? I just asked her, like, just out of the blue, and she said, "Oh, someone who believes in many gods instead of one." I'm like, okay, makes sense. And what had happened was, at least with Christianity, um, Christianity spread like a wildfire, right? Um, Apparently from the Levant up through Europe, and the Romans had control all the way up to like England at the time. And there's even a legend that Christ himself went to England at one point. There's like a song about it that they sing in English churches. And they, I think what happened was, this is my theory, okay? I think what happened was they got real mad that all these Christians were starting because they had their own like Roman gods and stuff. They were actually like pagans. And Christianity started to spread, and they're like, no, it's not like that. And they got really mad to the point where they started feeding Christians to lions in amphitheaters and having a laugh at that. And it was like an intimidation tactic on Christians. Well, it failed. Christianity continued to spread, and it went across to Europe, and they knew they were going to lose, right? Like they knew in the numbers war. So what I think they did was they started Roman Catholicism, which basically made it like a pagan version of Christianity. And so you got like Mother Mary and this deity and that deity and this and that and this and that, and like Michael the Archangel and this and all that. And with Christians, it was just like, no, there's just God, me, like not even, Christ didn't even say to worship him, he just said like, um, this is how it works, it was, at least that's how I view it. Perhaps I'm ignorant of like someone might be able to find a Bible verse where I'm incorrect. But that's how I view it. And the Romans got really mad about it, so they had to invent a version of Christianity to take over as much as they could. And it worked for a while until you had Protestant Christianity in the Renaissance and whatnot. And so now the thing they call Christianity, like this Glenn Beck guy is calling Christianity, I don't think it's the same Christianity that took over Europe. That's kind of like my thing about this. It's not. Yeah, and then it's totally true that the Catholics, the Romans like made our calendar. Like I always wonder, like is Tuesday the same now as it was 1,000 years ago? Like, did we ever lose sync? I always wonder about that. It's just a thought. Yeah, I don't like even celebrating my birthday once you get a certain age. Once you can't say like I'm this many with your two hands, forget birthdays. Uh, but yeah, it's very interesting. It's interesting thought, but you made a great post, homie, and I thought it was worth a reaction. So there.